Yeah, I'm now joined by Kelly and Adam Geloff. First, guys, appreciate you for being with me. Adam, we're going to start with you first. How cool is it that not only Zach is in the bigs, but having the start he currently is?
Well, Tim, like any dad, just you'd like to see your kids happy, and getting to the show was a big part of his happiness, but he wanted to have a long career.
You know, the biggest thing that Zach mentioned when we talked to him was that he put a lot of focus on all the folks coming here to DC from Delaware and how they played a big role in getting him to where he currently is in the majors, which, by the way, a franchise record, 6 home runs in his first 22 games. No Oakland A has ever done that before. It was these Nationals fans getting the last laugh tonight, but Zach Geloff still gave his parents plenty to cheer about. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7:05. The Rangers are sending 5 position players to this year's Midsummer Classic. That's the most any team has done in 47 years, but here on DSN, we're going to focus on the Nationals. Just one representative, this gentleman behind me, Josiah Gray, but we got to talk to some folks who thought he definitely deserved it, and there are some other youngsters down the pipeline who they feel should have gotten the nod as well. Well, if you didn't know by now or haven't heard, the Texas Rangers are the real deal. Maybe your ball didn't get all the way up here in deep center, but if you got your glove to the outfield, there's a good chance you were catching a fly ball. We saw you initially, it was light, now it's dark, but the offense, it continued to get the job done for the Rangers. We'll see if the lights are off completely on this series 2 games from now. Washington, they try to even it up tomorrow. That game, first pitch, is at 4:05 p.m. Starter for Texas, Andrew Haney. He'll be taking on Jake Irvin for Washington, looking to pick up his 2nd win on the season. Yeah, Todd, Brooks died at 86 years old tragically yesterday. He was a franchise cornerstone, 18-time All-Star, a 2-time World Series champion, and played right here in the Charm City for 23 years. So here's the deal. You don't have to worry about what the Rays do anymore. If Baltimore takes care of the Red Sox tomorrow night, the Orioles win their first division title in 9 years. The O's face Chris Sale and the Sox tomorrow evening. And if they take care of business, they win the American League outright as the #1 seed, and that means a whole lot more of us right back here in the Charm City. Baltimore hosts the Red Sox in the final series of the year. Boston is 4-5 against the O's so far this season, but all that's needed in the Charm City tonight is one. What was it about this group that allowed you guys to get 100 wins?
Well, I think this group is just it's a never give in, never die type of group.
You've been in a number of clubhouses, but what is it about this particular makeup that allowed this turnaround? I mean, 2 years ago, 100 losses, and now you guys are the best team in the AL.
I mean, it's really a tip of the cap to the front office on the individuals they brought together.
You weren't just in the mix. You were a key part of tonight's win. You had that big hit coming up in the 8th inning, making it happen. What was working for you?
You know, I was just up there trying to compete for the team. You know,
you to be on Delmarva just a couple years ago, and now make this a reality. I mean, have you allowed yourself a chance to process it?
It's crazy. I mean, it's probably not going to sink in right now, but the fact that we're here, we got this group of guys this close with this high character, it's really special to just be a part of and to be a part of this moment.
No, Orioles fans, you weren't dreaming. 2014 has company again at long last as the Orioles captured their 10th AL East Division title in franchise history last night with a 2-0 win over the Red Sox.
Nobody gave us a chance to start this year. Nobody.
Do you want the good news or the bad news? The good news, the last 5 of 6 teams to come back from a 2-0 deficit in a Major League Baseball best-of-5 playoff series, they come from the same division, the AL East. The bad news, the Orioles now head down to Texas in an 0-2 hole after a winless weekend in Baltimore. And it's due in large part because the Rangers walked. And walked. And walked. The Orioles gave up 11 free passes total to the Rangers tonight. After the game, manager Brandon Hyde says it's very difficult to win in this league, especially in the postseason, when you put that many men on base. Again, all hope is certainly not lost. We could be right back here coming up on Friday if the Orioles take care of business. Game 3 is coming up on Tuesday, and potentially Game 4 after that. The O's will have to get through Nate Eovaldi first in Texas with first pitch 8:03 tomorrow night. Reporting from Camden Yards for possibly the final time, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Tim Nolan, DSN.